forever be a friend. Looking at me now, don't think I'm gonna wait. Wait for you is all I did, but now I'm done. Don't wait.
中巴转动，世界球童 ，Join players uniting the world。女士们、先生们，这里是利百文台尼乔氏杯2025中式巴球大师赛南宁站超级分站赛第3阶段败部第5轮49到第52场的比赛现场。现在，让我们用热情有请运动员、裁判员。And now let's welcome the players and the referees. Table 2，2号台，由来自中国的张泰义对阵来自英国的加雷斯波茨。本场比赛裁判员徐景言。Table 4，4号台，由来自中国的博俊杰对阵来自中国的张坤鹏。本场比赛裁判员玉林。Table 7，7号台，由来自中国的郑肖怀对阵来自中国的陈思明。本场比赛裁判员张毅。And now let's welcome Table TV。现在，让我们有请 TV 台。本场比赛将由来自中国的郝天对阵来自韩国的朴永俊。本场比赛主裁判张梦蝶，助理裁判李勇、杜立希。这里是正在广西南宁为您直播的利百文台尼乔氏杯2025中式巴球大师赛南宁站超级分站赛，新年伊始，2026，精彩开赛。
双方选手争夺开局选择权，听我口令，预备，3、2、1，开始。朴永俊获得开局选择权。
Good day, everyone, and a very happy new year to you guys joining in from across the globe. And welcome to the 2025 Joy Heyball Masters Nanning Station Super Tour. We hope you are having a pleasant festive season and a great new year as well. I do think in some parts of the world it's not New Year yet. Just want to double check that. And the place I'm looking for is Los Angeles. No. It's not New Year's yet in Los Angeles. They are 16 hours behind us currently here in China at 6 p.m. on the 31st there. But yeah, for most places in the world, it is New Year's. So happy New Year's to you guys. And now from the TV table, this is stage 3, losers bracket round 5, which means both these players have taken a loss already. In stage 3, it is Hao Chen from China going against Yongjun Park from Korea. Now, Yongjun Park, one of the 2 remaining international players in the tournament. We just have 12 players left, 8 players in the one-loss bracket, 4 players in the winners bracket. We did see the other international player, Gareth Potts, taking a loss on the TV table last night, so he is also in the one-loss bracket now. And as you would have seen, he is playing against Zhang Taiyi, that is on table 2. We have Zhong Kong Peng against Bo Junji on table 4, and Chen Siming against Jing Zhaohai on table 7.
10秒。
So these matches on are the 8 remaining players in the one-loss bracket. We'll have action from the winners bracket later on today. Now the 4 players left in the winners bracket. We have Cheng Liu, Wu Zhenyu, Chen Zi, and Wang Yun. Wang Yun, the player that was on the TV table yesterday, defeating Gareth Potts 15-13. Chen Zi defeated Zhong Kong Peng 15-13 as well. Wu Zhenyu 15-5 over Chen Siming. And Cheng Liu 15-10 over Yongjun Park from Korea. But Park has been very impressive throughout this tournament, a prominent figure on the snooker circuit as well. That is his background in the sport of billiards. Comes from that snooker background. You can see he is using the snooker type cue as well, the one-piece ash. So this is the first time that I've had him on the TV table during stage 3. Now is the player that also put Niu Zhang into the losers bracket. Niu Zhang, the winner of the Grand Masters finals this year. Well, last year, 2025. That's going to take some getting used to. Yeah, Yongjun Park defeated him 13-10 in the first round of stage 3. Then went on to beat Feng Zhuan 13-10 also. And then took that loss last night. So if you do stay in the winners bracket, you can see how fast it goes and how quickly you are in the top 4, top 2. Now his opponent in this match, Hao Chen, won his first match. That was against Arfan Dad, won that 13-9, so he put Arfan Dad into the one-loss bracket. Fortunately for him, lost the second match 13-4 to Chen Siming. I do remember that match. It was one of the fastest race to 13s we had. Chen Siming was on absolute fire in that match. So took that loss to Chen. That put him in the losers bracket. Then defeated Dennis Okolo 13-12. Then had to get through Jia Liao 15-7. That was last night. And that's how he has gotten to the stage of the tournament.
10秒。5。
Now, if you are looking for the brackets, the live scores, and the other live tables, the links are pinned on the YouTube comment section and also in the Facebook description of this live video. Now this is still a race to 15 for now. We do go down up to a race to 17 later on today. Be a race to 17 tomorrow morning and race to 19 tomorrow afternoon. The final, which will be played on the 4th of January, will be a race to 23 And that'll be at 2 p.m. local time here in China. That's an excellent pot from Yongjun Park. And the cue ball is going to make it past the 2 as well. Now, like the cue ball pretty much in the similar area to play the black ball into the bottom right corner pocket. So he's going to try and not land too low on the 11. That's almost gone wrong, and that's why, because he's tried to hold the cue ball a lot and not let it go too forward. He's gone into the 5, but I think the black ball is still okay. And if it's not, he's actually opened the pocket with that, so he's got options now. Yeah, it's worked out perfectly for him. Before the kiss on the 5, black ball was not available to that bottom left corner pocket. And the international player is off to a good start. Yongjun Park takes his first frame. He's 1-0 up against Hao Chen. See, Bo Junjie is 1-0 up on Zheng Kongpeng. Zheng Xiaihao and Qin Siming still 0-0. So losers of these matches on at the moment will unfortunately be eliminated from the tournament. Winners will still be going through the losers bracket, fighting their way to try and get into that final. It's a tough fight though, playing 2 matches every day if you're in that 1-loss bracket. Now it's race to 15 and then race to 17s. It is very taxing. Player that comes through the winners bracket also doesn't play on the second last day. So on the 3rd of January, when we are having the losers bracket finals, player who's come through the winner's side will have a rest day, which in the recent past usually proves very useful, as we've seen the player from the winners bracket usually wins the tournament. On table 2, I see Zhang Tai is already 2-0 up on Gareth Potts. It's a race to 15 there as well. This is winner's break. And it looks like first frame was a rack and run from Zhang Tai, second frame break and run for Tai. So 2 points, 2-1 visit clearances so far. If you do want to watch that match or table 4, table 7, have a look at the links that I have posted in the description and the pinned comment section on YouTube. You can find those live QQ links there and you should have access to those tables. Yeah, so I've actually just checked it quickly and it is on stream 1. So if you do go into the Linktree link and you click on live or QQ live stream, we have the tab there. It takes you to Joy Billiards QQ links and live QQ1. That is where the Gareth Potts match is on against Zheng Tai. through the gap to push through 10 and 9. Yes, it does, but it hasn't worked out well. He might have to take this combination. And it's not set, so he has to make it, or he has to find a decent safety shot. Yeah, it was tough. That was not an easy shot at all, but it works out. Getting the 10 in front of that pocket, it means 5 ball can't go there. The 9 being there as well means the 2 is obstructed. Would say quite a bit more pressure on the players in the 1-loss bracket. Pressure to perform at their best, knowing that if they don't, they are out of the tournament. And if you are just joining us, 12 players left in stage 3. It is double elimination in stage 3, but these players playing at the moment have already lost 1 match. Take another loss and they are out of the tournament. Yeah, that was always the play that he was looking for to secure that pocket. Now 9 is the problem for Yeongjun Park, as well as where the cue ball is. How do you get yourself out of this situation? Look, I think he's going to be landing on the bank for the 9. Needs to pass the 1, he does. Is there benefit in playing the 9 towards the 5? Gone for the bank. I was actually looking at the double bank heading back towards the 5. Wouldn't have been the worst idea, but this is quite an open table now for Hao Chen. I play with the 5 to secure that pocket, potting the 10. Legal shot, of course, in Heyball rules. You can pot your opponent's ball as long as you make contact with your ball first. This is not perfect. He's got the 3 at least, but not the best shot. Looked to me like he was heading for the 2, but he's missed it by quite a bit. There's a possibility that Yeongjun Park might come back to this table. He does. He's going to be coming back to the table. He's not going to have much to play, but I'm sure he thought he was going to be in that chair for a little while longer in this frame. There we go. He can see just more than half of the 9. Yeah, if he would have potted the 5, which was a very tough ask from that distance, but if he would have changed things a bit, especially leaving the cue ball there, I would say advantage would be back with Yeongjun Park. But still work to do on the 2 ball for Hao Chen. From the looks of it, this frame is far from over. I think we are going to see Yongjun Park at the table again. See Zhang Tai 3-0 up on Gareth Potts on table 2. That's with another. So he's got 2 consecutive break-in runs. So currently Tai on 3 points, 2 break-in runs, 1 rack-in run. And he's on the black ball again. This might be for 3 consecutive.
10秒。5、4。
And it's there. Zhang Tai currently 4-0 up against Gareth Potts. Just waiting for confirmation to see if that was another break and run. If it was, it was. Zhang Tai currently on 3 consecutive break and runs against Gareth Potts. The score is 4-0 to Tai, 3 break and runs, 1 rack and run. Yeah, Zhang Tai is going to be a tough player to beat in this tournament. He always is. One of his best performances coming at the Grandmasters finals earlier this year. Lost that final against Niu Zhang, but what a show he put on up to the final. He fought his way through that loser's bracket. But in that final, he just couldn't keep up with Niu Zhang, unfortunately. Kang Peng and Bo Junjie, the score is 1-1. Zheng Zhaohai is 2-1 up against Chen Seming.
第2局，朴永俊胜，比分2-0。谢谢。
Yeah, what a pot that was to the bottom right corner pocket. From that angle, he didn't really have many other options, did he? Yeah, looking at the score lines from Yongjun Park coming through this tournament, I was quite surprised, especially with the Niu Zhang match. That really caught our attention, and been waiting to see this player playing. I'm glad we have him on the TV table. Yeah, score was 13-10 against Niu Zhang, but that's not what was so impressive. He was ahead by about 6 or 7 frames at one point in that match. Now, winners break format. 3rd frame, Yongjun Park to break, leading 2-0 at the moment. He's made a ball. Looks like the 3-ball bottom right corner pocket. Yeah, there it goes. And I know we were checking the score a few minutes ago on Zhang Tai Gareth Potts. The score is now 5-0 to Tai with another break and run. 4 consecutive break and runs for Zhang Tai. He's 5-0 up against Gareth Potts. Honestly, I can't imagine the level that is being played on that table from Tai at the moment. I'm sure by watching the stream, you've seen some players really struggling with the break session to session, but Tai he's found another level here. Oh, he's going to lose the cue ball. That's unfortunate for Yeongjun Park. We should see a replay of that coming off the 11 and the side just taking it in. No, it's not going to be there. Once it catches any part of that cushion, that's not going in. There is hardly any room for error on those. And really, even doesn't really matter what pace it's coming in at, even if playing it quite slow. If it's off the cushion a little bit, touches the cushion first, it's gone. Yeah, chance now for Yeongjun Park to get his 3rd point, but it's not going to be an easy one. 7 ball tied up, lower end of the table to the 15. And from here, it doesn't really look like the 7 goes anywhere for the moment. Should be heading towards the 1 here. Nicely done. Needs the cue ball to either travel or hold. That was the problem. The angle he was coming in from the 2, he was never going to catch the 1 full ball. On table 7, Zheng Xiaohai 3-1 up against Chen Siming. Bo Junjie 2-1 up against Zheng Kongpeng. And Tai still 5-0 up against Gareth Potts.
犯规。先后自由球。
Hi guys, I think we are back. The network is on its worst behavior. We do apologize for that. Sincere apologies. Just bear with us. It was a seems like the entire network infrastructure went down here for a second. But we are back. It looks like we are good. I think we missed an entire frame there, and that was Hao Chen getting his first point on the board. So the score in this race to 15 is 2-1 in favor of Yong Jun Park. Table 2, I see Zhang Tai 6-0 up on Gareth Potts. Bo Junjie 2-0 with Zheng Kongpeng. Table 4 and Zheng Xiaohai 3-1 up on Chen Ziming. Now, I've posted the links in the description on Facebook, comment section, pinned in YouTube, in the YouTube stream. So you can have a look at the Linktree link. Click on QQ live streams. The first link I know takes you straight to Table 2 Gareth Potts match. And then just go through the first 4 or 5 links and you should find the other tables as well. Of course, we are wishing all our viewers, organizers, players here at the tournament and around the world a very, very happy new year. It is the first of 2026. And we hope to bring you a lot more live Heyball action as we bid to get into the Olympics for 2032. So there will be a lot more tournaments this year. New champions, old champions. And yeah, it's been my absolute pleasure being here with you guys throughout these Heyball tournaments and throughout the Masters event. So the reason sometimes you do see that we have a network issue, because sometimes the speed can just drop. It can happen. But our usual issue here in China is trying to get a live feed out to platforms that are not used in China. For example, Facebook is not, well, you can't access Facebook in China on their network without a VPN, and a good VPN. If you've been to China, you'd know that. Same with Google services like YouTube, can't be accessed normally. And that's the reason it is tough. Services like WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp needs a VPN in China. As Yongjun Park takes his third frame, 3-1 up against Hao Chen, and at the moment dominating this. Capitalizing on every single mistake from Hao Chen. Gives us our first rack and run. As you see, Yongjun Park, 1 rack and run. That was cue ball potted on the break from Hao Chen. It will be Yongjun Park to break in the 5th frame. Winners break format, race to 15. Yeah, the scoreline is changing way too fast on table 2. Way too fast. It's now 7-0 Zhang Tai with another break and run. He's got 5 break and runs, 1 rack and run, 4 consecutive. So far, Yongjun Park has been breaking well. straight down the center. Look at the cue ball control. Gets the 7 in. The cue ball was kicked. But have a look at the control straight after contact. Look at the cue ball. If it doesn't get kicked by the 5, it stops right in the center of the table. Yeah, I'm glad to see you guys are enjoying the Linktree links. That's the reason that we made it, because I know it can be tough navigating the live QQ site, especially on different browsers. It can be a nightmare, honestly. So that's why we've done that, to help the viewers get access to the other tables. We know there's many times where you want to watch another game that's on or have a few on at the moment. Of course, I'd appreciate if you kept YouTube or Facebook open and listened to the commentary from table 1 at least. And I see Gareth Potts has his first point on the board as they go to their player break at 8 frames played. The score is 7-1 Zhang Tai over Gareth Potts. 5 break and runs, 1 rack and run for Tai, 1 rack and run for Gareth Potts. That is live on table 2. We have shared the links. I've also explained how to get there. So I hope you guys can find that match and enjoy the other matches on it as well. And now look what we have here. Jump cue in hand from Hao Chen. He's jumping over the black ball. See almost equal distance between cue ball, object ball, and object ball, object ball.
5, 4, 3.
And that distance aspect is what made that jump tougher. It would have been much easier if the black ball was closer to the cue ball. Now that might not make sense, but the reason for that is the cue ball has time to land before it gets to the 6. So you are jumping a little bit higher, but at least it has time to land on the table before hitting the 6. Sometimes when you are jumping and you're hitting the ball from the top, makes it a little bit more difficult to pot that ball.
10 秒。
So another unforced error from Ho Chen brings Yongjun Park to the table. Has the angle on the 12 to the top right to just nudge the 9. He's got to be careful how he nudges this, though. He doesn't want to lose the cue ball if he's going into it. He is. Yeah, that's worked out very well. That was such a controlled little cannon into the 9. Yeah, now how do you route this 5 stripes left? You've got the 14 on the bottom cushion. I'd go 14 ball last, 13 second last, go 9, 10, 15. Or in that way, 9, 15, 10, 13, 14. Now the reason I would go 14 as the last ball is because slight angle on it, you just have to run it in at pocket pace. naturally landing on the black ball. If you run it through a little bit, you'll have the black ball to the right center pocket. So you don't have to work the cue ball that much. Yeah, just like this, he's given himself a really nice angle here. Don't think the 14 is frozen, but very close to the bottom cushion. I do expect him to get this. He's left himself almost perfect. If you were to play the shot and you had ball in hand, that's pretty much where you'd leave the cue ball. That's exactly what he's looking at, just getting the cue ball out slightly to play the black ball into the right center. It's there. Played it nicely enough for the pocket to just accept it. And it's there. Yongjun Park gets his 4th point on the board. He's 4-1 up against Hao Chen. Mistake from Hao Chen, getting punished. He's getting punished in this match. See Chen Seming 4-3 up on Jingzhou High. Bo Junji and Kang Peng still at 3-all on table 4. Tai and Gareth Potts have just come back from their player break. 7-1 to Tai at the moment. So 4-1 up in this race to 15. It is winners break format. Yongjun Park to break. Gets the 9, almost gets the cue ball in. Yeah, have a look at the cue ball. Sent up table, the 10. Yeah, the 10 nearly knocks the cue ball into the top right corner pocket. So far in this match, no break and runs yet. Just the 1 rack and run from Yongjun Park. From where he's left himself, the 13 must go. It does. Just. Needs to get slightly topside of the blue. He's looking at the gap between the blue 2 and the green 6. Still a slight angle on this 11 to the center. Which makes me think he's not going to be that perfect on his next ball. He's had to check it. Yeah, he's okay. A lot of inside English to check it off that cushion. You saw the cue ball was stopped in its tracks from its natural pathway. The cue ball wanted to head towards the balk line there. Yeah, he's playing these really well, is Yeongjun Park. Shot selection, pattern play, it's all there. Gets the 15, he's nicely on the black ball, and this should be our first break and run for the match. Also his demeanor around the table, I love it. Very nicely done. Yeongjun Park gets his 5th point and our first break and run for this match. He's 5-1 up against Hao Chen. After 6 frames played on the TV table, it is 5-1 to Yeongjun Park over Hao Chen. This is a race to 15 in the 1-loss bracket. Currently 12 players left in this tournament, 4 in the winners bracket that have not lost a match yet in stage 3 and 8 in the 1-loss bracket. Those 8 players are currently playing and we will eliminate 4 of them by the end of this round. So as we go into this evening's matches, there'll just be 8 players remaining. Don't see a ball in this time. No, it's not there. That is a dry break from Yeongjun Park. So far, I have to say, after 6 frames, it is Yeongjun Park who's looking slightly stronger in this match. He's taking his opportunities at the table well, has 2 1-visit clearances, 1 break and run, 1 rack and run. And his opponent, Hao Chen, making a few mistakes, a few errors. It's not clean just yet for Hao Chen. So on table 2, Gareth Potts has picked up another frame, 7-2 behind Zheng Tai now. And that was a break and run for Gareth Potts, so that is a very high level match. They've played 9 frames, and out of 9 frames, 8 1-visit clearances. Now with his first shot, he moved the 2, but the 2 is still in the way of the 9, heading up towards that top right corner pocket. From where the 9 is, though it is accessible, can get it into the center pocket, but it's a tough one. Now, is he playing into an area here to be on the 12 and the 10? That's exactly what he's done. Played that into an area, into a space. Had, as you can see, quite a bit of room for error. He runs it short. He's still on the 10. He runs it long. And he'll be on the 12 to the center still. Pretty much 30 centimeters either way, up or down the table, and he'll still be on something. Oh, that's been a bit unlucky. That has been unlucky. That was an excellent shot to get the 9 out. I mean, one roll less on the 9, and it's straight into the center pocket from where the cue ball is. Is there a piece of the 12 available? There must be. Now he's going to have to get the cue ball back up there for the 9 into the same pocket. Here we go. This needs to run. Okay, good. Not great. Cue ball needs to travel to get back on the black ball. He needs the cue ball similar to where it is right now. With the angle he has on the 9, he's going to have to get into this cue ball, get it past the 2. Yeah, past the 2, you're looking at 2 cushions. Don't think he can hold for just 1 here, can he? Yeah, that's past the 2, 2 cushions around. A little bit more. He'll take it. Look at that shot, the cue ball always heading close to the center pocket if you overpace it. So I think that's why he's rather played it a bit short. Big shot this. Looks like it's not there. For a moment I thought it might just get in, but inside jaw and no. Now Yongjun Park at the table, 5-1 up. Your opponent hangs the black ball. What do you do? Or do you play for a re-rack? Yes, that's what you do. You play for a re-rack now. The re-rack rules for Heyball are... You have to get this right now. So what you'll see, even if the player can't get it, the referee will automatically give the foul away because there's no chance. In this case, there's still a chance to get to it. And what will happen is then both players will decide that there's no way he's going to get it, and he's not going to even... He's going to try, but he's not going to get there. And both players will decide that they will take the re-rack. Called his extension. Yeah, this is not... Don't like the shot he's playing. No. There was no way he was going to get to the black ball from there. That to me looks like an intentional foul. Gonna have to get that one queried after this match. To me, that was intentional or deliberate or whatever you want to call it. That was an intentional foul. There was no way to get to the black ball. And I've seen it happen in previous matches. An intentional foul or deliberate foul is a loss of rack. You do it again and it's a loss of match. Although he's aiming at that angle, he's playing with side to bring the white back. Oh, this is close. He's going to get it.
第7局，郝天胜，比分2-5。
Great shot for Hao Chen to get that second point, but yeah, the previous shot.
第8局，郝天开球。
So on the TV table, 5-2 in favor of Yongjun Park, but would love to have a look at that shot again. So I was certain that there's no way through to get to the black ball from there. Anyway, we carry on. It is what it is. It is 5-2 in favor of Yongjun Park over Hao Chen. 7 frames played. After this frame, we will have a player break. Now table 2. Zhang Tai 8-2 up on Gareth Potts. Bo Junjie 5-3 up on Zheng Kongpeng, and Jing Zhaohai 4-all with Chen Zeming. It's a cracking pot from Yongjun Park. I don't think he wanted the one to fall though. Would have made this a little bit easier. So now not only does he have to pot the 6, he has to make position afterwards. A cracking pot. Another cracking pot from him. Now 7 and the 2 outside the right center pocket. The 7 might just go without moving the 2 first. Referee calls 10 seconds. He's called his extension. So he's added 30 seconds to his 45-second shot time. Players get 1 extension, one of those in a frame. Yeah, inside jaw caught him there. Look at the position though for the 7. Excellent position, but just not getting the pot. That would have been 6th point for Yongjun Park. the opportunity for Hao Chen to get another point on the board, to get his third as we go into the player break. 5-3 down, much better than 6-2 down. And the 9 does go past the 5. He just needs to get on it nicely. If he would just eliminate those few misses and few mistakes that we've seen in the previous few frames, we'd have a much closer match. But it is still early stages in a race to 15. A lot more action to come from the TV table. And score change again on table 2. I see Zhang Tai 9-2 up against Gareth Potts with another break and run. Tai 6 break and runs, 1 rack and run. And 4 of those break and runs were consecutive. Look at the way Tai is playing in that match. If he plays like that throughout the rest of the tournament, take him as one of the favorites to win this. But also that break works session to session. It's not going to be that good every single time. Out of 10 matches though, I think they'll get it about 6 to 7 times where they'll have a 90% potting a ball on the break rate. Oh, he's not perfect on this black ball. He's far from perfect. This is the difference between 5-3 and 6-2. Looks good. It's not. And what has he given away? Look at where the black ball's gone, even if Yeongjun Park doesn't have a pot on. And those are the mistakes I'm talking about, and he knows it. So what he can do is just leave him wrong side of the black ball, keep the cue ball extreme right side, if he can't find a pot. But it looks to me like he's taking the 4. Needs to control the cue ball. He's taken it. Oh, where is this going? And if he can see the 5, then this has worked out very well. Yeah, there you see that's the raised hand. He's apologizing for that. Because it's worked out too well. That's not what he planned. Planned to just get the cue ball and back down the side of the table. Not to split up his only, let's say, a little bit of a tough situation on the table as he has done. You want this cue ball lower quarter of the table. Here it comes. Yeah, perfectly played from Yeongjun Park. Those mistakes from Hao Chen is costing him. As we go into the player break, Yeongjun Park 6-2 up on Hao Chen after 8 frames played. We will have a 10-minute player break. We'll be back shortly.
乔氏金腿比赛专用，提醒您，精彩比赛马上开始。
Wasted
孙啥功名不要，只求回到这花果山中了，过过逍遥日子。
天要求干，化一切为可能。欧尚地毯突破核心科技，从智能车间到高品质球房，重新定义标准，为每一个台球梦想铺好第一步。铺好毯，打好球，不掉毛，零干扰。
职业选手的第一选择，欧尚地毯，掉毛地毯终结者。
超级蓝钻皮头职业版，采用进口头层水牛皮，韧性好，弹性持久，颗颗精选，粒粒碾压，严格质检。世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，祝您夺冠！
罂粟胶边具有国内胶边很难做到的特点，罂粟胶边的硬度达到了45度，使反射角高度接近入射角。罂粟整条胶边误差小于20丝，因而各部位酷性一致。欢迎各品牌厂家使用罂粟胶边来提升台球桌的专业性能。好胶边罂粟皂，好胶边罂粟皂。
超级蓝钻皮头，黄金版、白金版，采用进口头层水牛皮，颗颗精选，严格质检，韧性好，弹性持久，世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，以专业缔造不凡。2025赛季中式八球大师赛收官之战，利百文台尼乔氏杯2025中式八球大师赛南宁站，全球顶尖选手着陆绿城南宁，甲级赛、超级赛近1000万奖金池，虚位以待。赛事与首届南宁台球产业博览会同步启幕，以沉浸式体验空间展现中国制造。以国际高峰论坛探索品牌出海新路径，深耕南方市场，拓展中国与东盟的台球产业链之路，让中式八球的竞技美学与文化内核跨越国界，为推中入澳、注入东盟动能，书写“一带一路”体育人文交流新篇章。大师赛南宁站由198乔氏台球俱乐部倾情打造。198乔氏台球俱乐部以打造高品质台球文化生态为使命，打造集竞技娱乐、文化交流于一体的生态平台， 引领行业生态革新。作为国内首批乔氏官方认证的全乔氏球房，198坚持以赛事为媒，以创新为翼，见证中国台球产业的蓬勃力量与人文温度。
一点是聚焦、沉淀；一线是专注、艺术；一面是缜密、智慧。方寸间雕刻，毫厘间镶嵌。成木质之美，雕琢洞天，与腾龙之势，巧思匠心，以点线面，以小现大，步步为营，丝丝入扣，毫厘间不失方寸，过渡间尽长天地。龙跃而起，潮流之势，包罗万象，读之珠，匠心之作。
暂停结束，比赛继续。第9局，朴永俊开球。10秒。
And we are back after that 8-frame player break. Yongjun Park leading 6-2 over Hao Qian from China. Yongjun Park from Korea. And those mistakes from Hao Qian just opening the door for him to get another frame on the board. Missed black ball in the previous frame before the break. And it is Yongjun Park back at the table. It is a winner's break format. Race to 15 in the one-loss bracket here in stage 3. Just 12 players left now. 4 matches on at the moment. 8 players in the one-loss bracket. 4 in the winner's bracket. Winners bracket will be playing tonight at 5 p.m. local time here in China. He's having a look at whether the 4 goes into the center pocket. From here it looks like it doesn't, but it must. He's down on it. How deceiving the camera angle can be sometimes. Yeah, it's very close. Even from this camera angle, it is very tight. But of course, being right behind it, you can see exactly if it goes or not. Definitely does. 3 to the center pocket. As you can see perfectly on the black ball, and that is another break and run for Yongjun Park. He's 7-2 up against Hao Chen. His break has been really good throughout the match, throughout the tournament. Have been watching his break and run statistics. That's how he's able to get a jump on most of the players he plays. There we go, 2 break and runs, 1 rack and run, and his opponent, Hao Chen, 0 break and runs and rack and runs yet. I see that Gareth Potts is coming back. He was 10-2 down. It's now 10-4 against Zheng Tai. He's taken a frame, then he's had a break and run. So Gareth now, 4 points, 2 break and runs, 2 rack and runs. He's only 6 frames behind Tai now. And this is a race to 15, no time limit, which means there is always a chance to make a comeback. Always a chance.
第10局，朴永俊开球。
10th frame now, Yongjun Park to break. Yeah, and I don't see anything in. That's a dry break, unfortunately. At the moment, 7-2 up, leading his opponent by 5 frames, and Hao Chen has to do something. He has to stop making so many mistakes, firstly. Even the slightest positional error at the moment, not leaving himself perfect on the next ball, is costing him.
10秒，延时。
Extension called. Added 30 seconds to his 45-second shot time. That's a good pot on the 2. Holds for the 7.
9号球贴库。
9 ball is a frozen ball on the right side. No, it's not there. He's caught that thick. Those are not easy at all. It might look easy from here, but not at all. Blind pocket, cut back. So what I mean by blind pocket is when you are on the shot, you can't see the pocket at all. You know where the pocket is, and you pretty much, I wouldn't say guessing. Guessing is the wrong word, but yeah, you know the probability of where the pocket is, and that's what you're playing for. And that's usually how you see players miss that. Now, sometimes when you are playing for that, so you purposely know that you might hit it thick, then what happens is you miss it towards the inside jaw. Touching ball on the 12. In Heyball rules, you can play a touching ball, but you have to glance off it, not a push stroke, of course. These are the opportunities that Hao Chen needs to make the most of. He's at the table, the balls are pretty much open, doesn't have that many problems. He just has to navigate his way through, which has been difficult for him the past few frames. It's been a few errors there, especially the last few positional shots that have caught him. But if he doesn't change the scoreline quickly, it's going to be over before he knows it. Because if he doesn't get to 5 before Park gets to 10, I think that's going to be a major issue for him. See, scoreline is still 10-4 to Tae, which means Gareth is fighting in this frame. Zheng Zhao high 7-5 on Chen Suming and Kang Peng 6-5 up on Bo Junjia. Now once again, last object ball to black ball for Hao Chen. A little bit better this time. Black ball to the center pocket to get that third point on the board. It's there. Hao Chen gets his third point on the board, trailing Yongjun Park 7 frames to 3 after 10 frames played. This is a race to 15 winner break format to stay in the tournament, as this is the one-loss bracket. Last 12 players remaining here at the Super Tour at the Nanning Station Joy Heyball Masters 2025/2026. So far, no one-frame runouts from Hao Chen. He's got the 3 points, 0 break-and run, 0 rack-and runs. Park with 2 break-and runs, 1 rack-and run, and 7 points.
第11局，昊天开球。
Haven't seen him breaking that many times in this match, Hao Chen. This winner's break, so you have to win a frame to stay at the table here. That looks like it's a dry break. Now you'd notice at this stage how costly a dry break can be, especially if your opponent makes a one-visit clearance, makes a rack and run, then stays at the table for a few frames with consecutive break-in runs. That is how easy the scoreline can change, how easily your opponent can either come back, make a comeback, or increase their lead by quite a bit. Stripes in play. Now actually, if you look at the layout now, it's not too bad. The 14 does go. Can use 13 or 10 to land on that 14. Has to be careful with the way he plays the combination. Bottom right hand side of the table on our screen. What you don't want here is the 12 running behind the 6. You have to take care of that with the shot. And that's why he's played it harder. He's played it firm. As you can see, the 12 did go behind the 6. But he played it with enough pace that it came out. He's played that so well. was actually thinking to play it softer, and as I said, you run the risk of going behind that 6. And if that happens, 12 ends up behind the 6, you don't have the potting angle, that's almost end of visit. That's how easy it can be to give away the table. The slightest miscalculation can cost you. If you ever do have an opportunity to play this game on these tables, we are using the Joy Q8 table, this tournament proudly presented by Joy Billiards and Libo in cloth. So if you do have a chance to play on these tables, you'll gain so much more respect for these players. How perfect you need to be at the game of Heyball to play at this level. So you've got snooker cut pockets, 85 millimeters at the slate drop. That's how wide these corner pockets are. You've got 9-ball size balls. It's just a ball and a bit that goes into the pocket. So smashing a ball down the cushion here consistently takes years of practice, not hours, years of practice. Now, as this game is progressing, we are seeing the level of, or we have seen the level of the Chinese players increase exponentially. The likes of Chu Bingjie, I mean, when he was dominating, he still is, but I mean, his reign of domination when I think he was on, it was something ridiculous, like 40 or 30 plus unbeaten in matches across tournaments internationally. So when he was doing that, which was last year, 2024, so previous year, you saw the level of the Chinese players, the break, the way they play the game. That's because they practice 8 to 10 hours a day. It's not only the practice, it's the coaching that they have. It's drilled in from a young age. Like, for example, Zheng Tai playing at the moment, finalist at the Grandmasters Finals, winner of the Heyball section of the World Games 2025. His master is Zheng Yubo, or one of his masters is Zheng Yubo, arguably one of the most successful players at the game as well. So that's why the standard is so high. But what I have seen is recently the international players have really made a step in the right direction, a huge step in the right direction. And I think that's because we are playing a lot more tournaments worldwide, the Joy WPA events, those continental events. So the international players are getting a lot more match time. Before that, it was only match time at a high level when you came to China. But now the international players are getting so much more tournament time, increasing their big match temperament. So when they do come to China, they are really performing, as you see it, even in the Division 1. I mean, we had the last international standing, Jose Alberto Delgado from Spain, one of the players that plays most of the WPA Joy events. Another extremely strong international player, I'm talking besides Gareth Potts and Fonement, Jack Whelan. He's got a few huge international tournaments under his belt this year also. Comes here to China, makes stage 3, which is tough enough as it is. And also, I'd say one of the few international players that can beat the Chinese. Also, all these great players that I've mentioned, especially the Chinese players, they do also have bad tournaments and bad draws. As you see, Chu Bingjie knocked out in stage 2 of the Chinese division by Tang Shunshao. And then she was knocked out as well by Zhao Long. Zhao Ruliang also knocked out by Zheng Zhaohai. Kong Dejing not in the tournament anymore. Winner of the Division 1 tour here. So some huge names out of the tournament. Yeah, Gareth Potts has brought another 2 back. He's now 10-6 down on Zheng Tai. Now he's going to be shifting the pressure over to Tai. He was 10-2 down. But what a comeback that is from Gareth Potts at the moment. They are on a player break over on table 2. The score is 10-6 in favor of Tai. Zheng Kangpeng 7-6 up on Bo Junjie and Zheng Zhaohai 8-5 up against Chen Seming. Yeah, I think that's also the reason we have so many good players in China. It's even the players that you've never heard of that you meet in Division 1, because Division 1 is an open draw. Looking at 650 Chinese players against just over 50 international players. And you see Chinese players you've never seen, never heard of before, and they are making 6 runouts in a race to 7. But as you mentioned in the comment section, it's because how many clubs there are here. On every street, there's at least 2 or 3 billiard clubs. I mean, I've been to China a few times, and usually within walking distance, you're looking at 200-300 meters from the hotel, wherever you are staying, there will be a club. There'll be another one next to that, another one above that, below that. Walk another 100 meters, there's another one. And these clubs not only have Heyball tables, snooker tables. So that's the reason why. And in China, they absolutely love this game. Especially now, you can make a living from this game. Look at the prize money for these tournaments. The winner here gets $277,000. If you came in stage 2, it means you're playing for 5 days. So now what's happening is the youth here in China from a very young age, they are starting to play this game seriously. So it's pretty much school, Heyball, school, Heyball. Then of course you got Heyball academies here. It's too much. Scary to think. Oh my word, what a pot that is. That is one of the best pots I've seen on the TV table all tournament. You aren't going to see much better than that. That is an absolute cracker of a pot from Yongjun Park. Blinding pot on that black ball from Yongjun Park to take his 9th point. He's 9-3 up against Hao Qian. 3 break and runs, 2 rack and runs. That is an unbelievable black ball down to the bottom right corner pocket. But that is a try break, and that will mean Hao Chen comes to the table. 9-3 down at the moment. 9-3 down, race to 15. 6 away from his opponent, and his opponent 6 away from the finish line. Tough place to be. But as you've seen on table 2, you can bring it back. Gareth Potts from 10-2 down to 10-6. 4 on the spin.
10秒。5、4、3。
Now also, when you are here at these tournaments, we have practice rooms. There's a practice room here, 60 tables, 60 Joy Q8 tables, so the exact tables we're playing on at the tournament. Same cloth, same conditions. What you do see is what stands out. Okay, firstly, one of the players that practice the most, and I wouldn't say practice, but just spends a lot of time in the practice room, is Dennis Okolo. That man loves to play. Absolutely loves the game of pool. I don't think there's anyone that loves the game more than him. He spends a lot of time just playing. But besides that, what you will see is the Chinese players, the tournament doesn't affect their practice routine. If they practice 4 hours a day or 5 hours a day, and that's the plan, playing in a tournament doesn't affect that. Like for most of us, if we practice at home or practice at our venue, when we do go to a tournament, you play your tournament in the evening, you have supper, rest, carry on playing in the tournament the next day. These players will have supper quickly, back to the practice venue to put 2 or 3 hours in. Walk into the practice venue at 2 a.m., you'll see Zhao Ruliang, Zheng Kangpeng, Zheng Taiyi. Every day without fail. So can we be surprised when we see Zheng Zhaohai hitting 7 break and runs on the TV table consecutively? Not easy from here for Hao Chen. Look, you're 9-3 up. I'll give you the odds on the 3 ball. But 9-3 down, this is much tougher. And Yongjun Park sitting in his chair waiting for an opportunity. He is one of the coolest characters here, really is Yongjun Park.
10秒。
This has to go.
5、4。
Outside jaw. He's got the position on the 4 though, but outside jaw has caught him, and fortunately for him, he's blocked the 12 to the top right. So far, bad day at the office for Hao Chen.
10秒。5、延时。
Look, there's a very attacking shot on the table. That's to play the 11 to the center and go straight up into the 12-3. That is a very attacking shot.
10秒。5、4。
Not taking that just yet. 13 first, it's there. I'd say the reason he didn't use the 11 is can use the 11 to free the 10. Use the 14 to possibly go short side on the 12 and play to the top left. Not as far as he wanted. Only problem I see though is if you go from 9-14 and then run the 12 short side, you have to come back down table for the 11 to the center. Yeah, it's a first bit of reaction you see from Yeongjun Park there. He knew it was a great opportunity, and look at how he's landed on the 11 and even the 14. Now, Hao Chen, 9-3 down. This is what she left with. I feel that you had to check the cue ball a bit there. You had to use a little bit of inside. As a good hit though. Legal shot. He makes contact with the 3. Where is the 3 ball now? Behind the 9. And it looks to me like the black ball has blocked the pathway of the 12 into the top left. Top right, sorry. And Gareth Potts has won another frame. The score is 10-7. From 10-2 down, 5 in a row for Gareth Potts. That is on table 2. Zheng Tai and Gareth Potts. What a match. Zheng Kongpeng is 9-6 up on Bo Junjie. Jing Zhaohai 8-6 up on Chen Seming. Where is the 3 going? Not a bad result at all for Hao Chan. He'll take that. Yeah, I would say in the match with Gareth Potts and Tai, pressure is definitely going to shift to Tai now with Gareth having the momentum. Tai must have thought that he's got this in the bag at 10-2 up. I mean, 10-2 up in a race to 15. Who wouldn't think that they've got it, or they're halfway there at least? 1 foot in the next round. If there's one player that can bring it back, there's one player that has enough grit to fight back, it is Gareth Potts. That is foul, ball in hand for Yeongjun Park. Now, is there a gap for the cue ball to get through? He's going to be leaving cue ball behind the 11 here, and I don't see how Chen can actually get to the 3. This is exactly what he's played. Clever shot there. Could play it with a bit more pace going off the jaw. He had a slight bit of the line there, surprisingly. Ball in hand once again for Yeongjun Park. Now you can pot your opponent's ball as long as you make contact with your ball first, but what is the best way to do this to have the tactical advantage? Because what you don't want is potting that 3 and letting your opponent then use the black ball. Okay, so we are back in a similar situation as we had a few frames before. So this is what happens. Give away the foul because there's no way you can get it. But now if there is no progress after 3 visits, then both players come to an understanding and take the re-rack. So what he's looking at is whether he can jump it. I think he's going to attempt it. He is. Okay, this is the first time we are seeing something like this. So clearly there's no way to get there except jumping. Now he's decided against it, so he's given away the foul again. So the only reason play carries on is because Yeongjun Park feels that he can make progress. That's the only reason this is carrying on, because if he can't, both players would decide to go for a re-rack. So that is progress. Not often you see the situation that we've just seen in this match, where there is no possible way to get to a ball. It's the second time I've only seen it on the TV table, where the foul is given immediately because you can't get there. But play only continues if the other player does feel they can make something happen in the frame, and of course it is up to the referee's discretion as well to see that progress is made. 10th point on the board for Yongjun Park. Now, if you are looking for the live stream for Table 2, the Gareth Potts match, what you can do is go to the Linktree link that's in the description on Facebook and in the pinned comment section on YouTube. You click on that, takes you to the Joy Heyball World Tour Linktree. QQ live stream is the tab. You click on QQ live stream, it takes you to the Joy Billiards QQ links, and live QQ1 is where you can find Gareth Potts against Zheng Tai. That is Joy Billiards 001 live stream. Yeah, seems to be working well. I've just checked it myself as I've explained it. A scoreline in that match, I see 11-7 in favor of Zheng Tai. So Tai has finally won another frame. It's been a while since he won one. He was 10-2 up. Gareth has won 5 in a row to make it 11-7. Kong Peng 10-6 up against Bo Junjie. Zheng Zhaohai 8-all against Chen Sleming. And at the moment, all the current matches are being streamed. So when you get to the QQ tabs, just have a look. You'll see stream 1, 2, right up to 13. Of course, we don't have 13 matches on at the moment, but that was for the previous rounds. So you can just go through there and you'll find those matches all live. Now in the Linktree link for Joy Heyball World Tour, you'll also find the link to the brackets, the live scores, the Facebook page, the YouTube page, and table purchasing. Now that is the direct contact to Doris Cheng to purchase the Joy Billiard tables. So if you are interested in that or just finding out more about the tables, feel free to contact Joy's sales representative, Doris Cheng. Now this is a race to 15, last 12 players remaining. This is the one-loss bracket. Winning this match guarantees you a place in the last 8. And unfortunately, taking a loss here means you are eliminated from the tournament. Now, Yongjun Park, consistent top 32 finisher at these tournaments. Top 6 at the Grandmasters Finals earlier in 2025. Oh, look at this. A little touch on the 15. It could have been better. If he just glances the 15, so have a look at the cue ball coming towards the 15 here. It's caught the 15 full ball. You catch the 15 half ball or quarter, and he should be on the 12 at least to the center pocket. See, Tay has taken another point with a break and run. He's 12-7 up on Gareth Potts. So Tay at the moment, 7 break and runs, 2 rack and runs. Out of the 12 points that he has, Gareth Potts, 3 break and runs, 2 rack and runs out of the 7 points that he has. I've been saying this so often in this match. Hao Chan with chances. He's had quite a few chances to take points. most times pretty decent chances, where Yongjin Park has put a few balls, so there's definitely less traffic on the table. Gets the 7 this time. I was a bit worried about that shot. He's missed a few like that in this match. So tonight, session will be at 5:30 p.m. local time. That'll be round 4 of the winners bracket, round 6 of the losers bracket, and that will be a race to 17 this evening. So 5:30. Usually it has been at 5 p.m., so we are moving it down by 30 minutes. So if you do tune in early and there is no live stream, just don't forget that we are on at 5:30 p.m. local time. Yeah, better from Hao Chen. You saw the hesitation before that shot. Didn't fancy being straight on that one ball. As you can see, the 6 does go by the black ball into this bottom left corner.
第14局，郝天胜，比分4-10。谢谢。
Yeah, good rack and run from Hao Chen, getting his first rack and run on the board. Not too late for him to turn this match around. The score is 10-4 in favor of Yongjin Park. See Kang Peng 10-7 up against Bo Junjie. Xing Zhaohuai and Chen Siming still 8 apiece. They've just come back from the player break. Potted the 2 ball into the top right corner pocket. See the 6 sitting at the bottom left. So I see still some issues with people trying to find the other streams. So I'm going to go through it again. If you go to the Linktree link, that's in the YouTube pinned comments and Facebook description. It's Linktree Joy Heyball World Tour. Scroll down to QQ live stream, click on that. Click on live QQ1. And I'm doing it as I'm explaining it at the moment on my side. So it loads up. And then you click on the video, and there we have it. Currently, I can see Gareth Potts is at the table, 12-7 down, and it's playing perfectly. Now, what I have noticed with the QQ links sometimes, depending where you are in the world, it works or definitely plays better using a VPN. So you could try that. If you have a VPN, try and put it to Hong Kong. It usually works really well. On my side, working absolutely perfectly. I hope you guys can find it. Now, not only is the Gareth Potts match there, but if you go down the links that I did give you in the Joy Billiards QQ, live QQ2, should have, let's see which game we have there. Oh, we have table 1, TV table 1 there. Live QQ3. Just clicked on that now. That's the Kang Peng match. On live QQ3, we got Zheng Kang Peng against Bo Junjie, and it's playing well. Now I did see somebody ask for Chen Seming's match. I'm on live QQ4, and I can see Chen Seming against Zheng Zhaohai on live QQ4. So all the links are working. I've tested it myself. Should be working for you guys. The reason we've had to put it in Linktree that way and can't share it on Facebook because as soon as you put a live QQ link on Facebook, it deletes the comment or deletes the post immediately. Facebook doesn't allow us to post those stream links, unfortunately, which is why we've gone and made the Linktree link for you guys with the brackets, the live scores, and yeah, all the information you need about this tournament is right there. Better now from Hao Qian. Much better from him. It's there. Gets his 5th point on the board. That was a really nice 5th point for him. He's 10-5 down now against Yongjun Park. And that was Hao Chen with his first break and run. So he's had a rack and run followed by a break and run. And he's pulled back 2 frames now, just trailing by 5 points, 10-5 down against Yongjun Park. 16th frame now to get underway. We will have a player break after this. See if he makes a ball here. He makes a 7 into the top right corner pocket. And it looks like he is going to be on the 1. It might have sight of the 6 to the center pocket as well if he wants to go solids. Referee has called a frozen ball. That is most likely the 10 ball that is frozen. scoreline from table 2. Zheng Tai 12-8 up on Gareth Potts. Tai with 7 break-in runs, 2 rack-in runs. Potts at the table at the moment, though. He was 10-2 down. Now within 4 is Gareth Potts. Chen Siming has won that next frame. She's 9-8 up against Jing Zhaohai. And Kang Peng is still 10-7 up on Bo Junjia. So it looks like we have comebacks happening all around. Gareth Potts making that comeback and Hao Chen also changing this match. Yeah, it's nice. That is a nice little delicate positional shot. See, Gareth has taken the 9th point. He's now just 12-9 behind Tai. So from 8 points behind to now just 3 points behind. I did call it. Pressure is definitely on Tai now. Gareth with the momentum in that match. And what a way to get back into this match for Hao Chen at the moment on the TV table. From 10-3 to 10-5, he makes this, it's 10-6. So far, it's not just getting back into the match, it's how he's doing it. He's doing it by 1 visit clearances.
10秒，延时。
Gets it, it's there. Just runs the cue ball down a bit and he's on the black ball to the bottom right corner. It's there. 6 points on the board for Hao Chen. 2nd consecutive break and run. He's won 3 in a row. As we go to the 16-frame player break, the score is 10-6 in favor of Yongjun Park from Korea.
乔氏金腿比赛专用，提醒您，精彩比赛马上开始。一线赛事指定台名：丁俊晖、奥沙利文、郑宇博、楚秉杰等国内外一线球星代言。利百文台泥，高档羊毛皂。
一点是聚焦、沉淀；一线是专注、艺术；一面是缜密、智慧，方寸间雕刻，毫厘间镶嵌。成木质之美，雕琢洞天，与腾龙之势， 巧思匠心，以点线面，以小见大，步步为营，丝丝入扣，毫厘间不失方寸，握度间尽长天地。龙跃而起，潮流之势，包罗万象。读之珠，匠心之作。
河北省天一集团创立于2013年，注册资金500万，员工230余名，有着10余年的生产经验及研发设计、生产销售于一体的大型生产企业。优秀的员工、先进的技术、精良的设备，严格的管理使公司得以不断的发展壮大。精确、可靠、专业是我们生产的精神和服务信念。
天一沙发让舒适无处不在。
我是代言人郑卫国，星星暴走，年轻自由。
我是代言人雨龙海，星星暴走，年轻自由。
我是代言人楚炳杰，星星暴走，年轻自由。
Our little boy has got the blues.
You better watch what you do to me. Watch what you do to me.
So much. That's been no question.
冠军500万乔氏大师赛官方供应商，正红胶边均匀回弹，铸就一流打感，持续助力中式台球职业化联赛，制造好球桌，胶边选正红。
俺老孙啥功名不要，只求回到这花果山中了，过过逍遥日子。
天要球杆换一切为可能。中式八球，俗称黑八，是一项原创于中国的运动，在乔氏的推动下，已走进全球96个国家。乔氏中式八球，风靡全球的中国运动。
罂粟胶边具有国内胶边很难做到的特点，罂粟胶边的硬度达到了45度，使反射角高度接近入射角。罂粟整条胶边误差小于20丝，因而各部位酷性一致。欢迎各品牌厂家使用罂粟胶边来提升台球桌的专业性能。好胶边罂粟皂，好胶边罂粟皂。
交边，乔氏官方合作伙伴，冠军品质，成就梦想。全球每100张高端台球桌就有1张搭配老鹰胶条。通过高分子纳米配方，我们让橡胶拉伸强度提升40%，回弹误差0.03毫米，每一道工序全程数控化。每条胶边都需要经历严苛的平整度检测，确保每延米承载10万次冲击不变形。顶级赛事官方认可，精准回弹，每一次撞击释放力量本真，卓越表现，只为成就每一位梦想。
And the players are back after that 16-frame player break. The score is 10-6 in favor of Yongjun Park from Korea over Hao Chen from China. Score at the first break was 6-2, so 4-frame gap. They've kept the 4-frame gap, but previous 3 frames have been 3 one-visit clearances for Hao Chen. Started off with a rack and run, then 2 consecutive break and runs to bring the score from 10-3 to 10-6. It is winners break format, race to 15. And gets 2 balls on the break once again. Now look at the dent he's putting into the lead that Yongjun Park had. Now looking at the scoreline table 2, we have Zheng Tai against Gareth Potts. Tai at the moment 13-10 up on Potts. Gareth Potts was 10-2 down. Kong Peng 11-8 up on Bo Junjia and Chen Seming 10-8 up on Zheng Xiaohai. Current matches on are from the 1-loss bracket, which means 8 players playing at the moment here. 4 of them will be eliminated. The other 4 players are in the winners bracket, so 12 players left currently. Action from the winners bracket and the losers bracket tonight at 5:30 p.m. Winners bracket players only play once a day. That is the benefit of being in that winners bracket. Otherwise, you are playing 1 race to 15 and then a race to 17 in the evening. Tomorrow it'll be a race to 17 and a race to 19 in the evening. Final will be on the 4th of January, 2 p.m. local time, and that will be a race to 23. Now, has lost the cue ball, unfortunately. Now, Yongjun Park sat in his chair for the last 3 frames. When he does, if he does get back to the table, he's going to want to stay there and extend that lead. Yeah, that was pretty much the only thing he could play at that point, unfortunately, and that's going to bring his break and run streak to an end. But not bad, he's put a dent in the scoreline from 10-3 to 10-6. It was looking like Yongjun Park was running away with this match.
10秒。
See, Gareth Potts gets his 11th point on the board, trailing Zheng Tai by 2 frames. The score is 13-11. Tai against Gareth Potts. And this is what tends to happen in stage 3 double elimination, where you have the top 16 international players, top 16 Chinese players, open draw and a redraw before each match. What happens is in the losers bracket or one loss bracket, you tend to have some very exciting matches, especially because look at the players we are going to lose. Between Tai and Gareth Potts, one of them is going to be eliminated. Kang Peng and Bo Junjie as well, and Chen Siming and Jing Zhouhai. Those are great players currently playing, and 4 of these 8 players are going to be eliminated from the tournament. So being in the one-loss bracket, there's that added pressure on these players, trying so hard to stay in the tournament, trying to get to that final day. Now the players who are in the winners bracket, 4 of them, Cheng Liu, Wu Zhenyu, Chen Zi, and Wang Yun. We did see Wang Yun on the TV table last night. He was up against Gareth Potts, won that match 15-13. So those are the 4 players that are in the winners bracket. Yeah, winners break format can definitely be brutal indeed. Let's see some players. It's the term the electric chair comes to mind from American pool. I know in 9-ball winners break format, you can be sat in that chair for most of the match. Race to 9, your opponent can run 8 racks in a row. And then you come to the table in the 9th frame and you have to all of a sudden be able to play after being sat down for 8 frames. So similar thing can happen here. We did see 7 consecutive break and runs in the Division 1 tour from Jing Zhouhai, and his opponent did struggle when she came back to the table. I think the scoreline was something like 10-1. It was very, very difficult to get back into the match after being sat down for 7 frames, especially in this game, being as difficult as it is. For a player to have 7 consecutive break and runs, everything needs to be perfect. So Yongjun Park proving that those 3 frames he sat was just a nice little rest for him as he gets back to business. 11th point on the board for Yongjun Park. So that's exactly what you need to do when you do come back to the table. He's been sat there for 3 frames while Hao Chen got those 3 points. A rack and run followed by 2 break and runs. His first opportunity back to the table, he makes a 1-visit clearance and he's back in control of the match.
第18局，朴永俊开球。
Makes the 13 into the right center pocket, 1 bottom right as well. 9's close to the bottom left. He's been breaking well as Yongjun Park. He's most times controlling the cue ball, potting a ball in the center pocket. Say a very similar break to the break from Gareth Potts. Now, is that part of the reason that these are the only two international players left in the tournament, because they are breaking so well? We know that the break is a huge part in this game at this level. You break dry all the time. Opponents making rack and runs, followed by break and runs. Quite a few times a dry break is costing you around 2 frames. Look, and breaks aside as well, you can see that the two international players left, absolutely fantastic players. You can see the form that Yongjun Park is. It's no surprise that he beat Niu Zhang in round 1 of stage 3. Our 13th Grandmasters Finals winner earlier in 2025. And quite often making it very deep into these Joy tournaments. He's had a top 6 finish at the Grandmasters Finals. Consistent top 32 finishes. On table 2, Potts and Tai are back from their 24-frame player break. Tai 13-11 up, and it is Gareth Potts to break. Gareth has 5 break-in runs, 4 rack-in runs. Tai 7 break-in runs and 3 rack-in runs. You know what? I'd actually like to get a copy of that match after this and just rewatch that match completely. Maybe even do some commentary over it and have it running live on YouTube or something, because the standard of that match between those two players. You've got young Tae, I mean, he's had a great year. And then you got the experience that is Gareth Potts, the most successful international player to ever play this game. The only international player to ever win the Grandmasters tournament. And he's won it 3 times. Yongjun Park, service is resumed here as he gets his 12th point on the board with another break and run. He's got 4 break and runs, 3 rack and runs.
第19局，朴永俊开球。
Now, just like that, the error 2 frames ago has cost Hao Chen 2 points. Rack and run, followed by a break and run, and Yongjun Park is still at the table. He's got the 6-point lead again. But this time doesn't make a ball. That mistake has cost 2 points, and that is the average at this level. A mistake is usually costing you the frame plus another one if your opponent has a break and run. Look, with the Gareth Potts match, Gareth against Tai, if Gareth can bring it back to 13 all before Tai gets to 14, I think Gareth will take it. Yeah, but to come back from 10-2 down, yes, it is a race to 15. It's quite a long race, but 10-2 down, that is a long way back, especially you're playing against an in-form Zhang Tai who made 4 consecutive break and runs. But this dry break from Yongjun Park, it's another chance for Hao Chen. Needs to find that form that he had. That was just before the player break when he had those 3 one-visit clearances in a row. 1 rack and run followed by 2 consecutive break and runs. Because he at least needs to get to 10 before Yongjun Park gets to 14. That's the only way I see him putting some pressure on Park at least. Kang Peng is 13-9 up against Bo Junjie at the moment, and Chen Seming 11-9 up against Jing Zhaohai. Jing Zhaohai has just made it 10, so it is 11-10 at Chen Seming. In trouble again is Hao Chen. Yeah, I was playing for the gap between 1 and 4 there to be on the 13 to this bottom corner. Extension called, you get 1 of those per frame, adds 30 seconds to your 45-second shot clock. To the center now. Yes, it does go. It's a little bit tougher, but he's landed pretty nicely on it. It's there. Nice pot to the center. He's on the black ball to the opposite center pocket. And the standard has improved a lot in this match, as we see Hao Chen with another rack and run. He gets his 7th point on the board, and the previous 5 frames have been one-visit clearances from these 2 players. Now I see that Zheng Kongpeng is on the hill. He's got 14 points. He's 14-9 up against Bo Junjie. Kongpeng with 5 break and runs, 5 rack and runs. Now we do know with those QQ streams, sometimes they do buffer a little bit, but what I have noticed, and what works for me at least, is if you do use a VPN, if you have one, and you set it to Hong Kong, because it also is a stream coming out of China. So if you do set your VPN to Hong Kong, it seems to work much better on those QQ live streams. So you guys can try that as well. If you guys do have a VPN, just try and see if that makes things better on the QQ streams. Hao Chen makes a ball. That's the 3 ball into the center pocket. Eventually getting kicked by the 14. There it goes. And I see that Zheng Taiyi has got his 14th point as well. 14-11 up against Gareth Potts. Yeah, closing stages at the moment for most of the matches on here. Just 4 matches on at the moment, but we've got Kang Peng on 14, Taiyi on 14 also. Now the live scores I'm looking at, I have posted those links. It's in the Facebook description and on YouTube. If you go to the link that's posted in the comment section, pinned in the comment section, you'll find exactly what I'm looking at. The flow charts for stage 3 are there as well, so you can see the players' routes through stage 3, where they lost, who they lost to, and what scores. Now the next tournament on our calendar, I think 16th or 17th of January of this year, 2026, will be the Heyball World Cup. First of its kind that will be in Australia, Brisbane, Australia again. And yes, look forward to more information about that tournament coming away. That's the WPA Heyball World Cup. And it will be countries competing against each other, I believe in teams. And we should be getting those teams announced very soon as well. That was not an easy pot with the rest for Hao Chan. He's made the pot. He's not that nice on this 4. He's going to have to work the cue ball a little bit to get better on the 1. Okay, looks like there's just enough. He's got to cue this well. Has done. But doesn't want to be straight on the 1. Anything but straight on this 1 ball. Yeah, I'm not too sure the team that China is sending. I think Shen Xinyi might be in the team. We should see Shi Tianxi as well. And some of the Chinese players that usually Chen Seming should also play there. She has played quite a few of the WPA events. Liu Xin from China. UK's team, I would say Gareth Potts, Jack Whelan. And yeah, it's a tough third. Let's see if it's teams of 3. And you've got too many great players from the UK as well playing this game at the moment. Yeah, can't be forcing it. Cannot be forcing that. We should see a replay of that. What he's tried to do there, he's tried to deep screw the cue ball all the way back down and back up the table. Now he's left just 2 solids for himself and Yongjin Park table full of stripes. But look at the stripes on the top left of our screen. And I see Zheng Kangpeng has won his match. He is through to the next round. Has beaten Bo Junji and eliminated Bo Junji at 15-9. So Kang Peng carries on. Kang Peng finalist in the previous station at Zhejiang. Lost that against Zhao Ruliang, the Zhejiang Super Tour. Yeah, it's not what he wanted. He didn't want the 15 to go in as well. Now the other match where there's a play on the hill, it's Zheng Tai. Tai is 14-11 up on pots and currently at the table. Oh, look at that. How fortunate has he been? He doesn't need the good fortune being 12-7 up, but look at this. Yeah, you can never call that. The things you will see in this game. Yeah, look, if you look at a UK first team and you're looking at Potts, Whelan, Melling, it's a very, very solid team that. And I see Zheng Tai has eliminated Gareth Potts. The score 15-11. And unfortunately, the second international player left in the tournament has been eliminated by Zheng Tai. 15-11. Zheng Tai, 7 break-in runs, 4 rack-in runs. Gareth Potts, 5 break-in runs, 4 rack-in runs. He came back from 10-2 down. I really thought he was going to make it if he didn't let Tai get to 14. But was not meant to be for Gareth Potts. So that is a top 12 finish for Gareth Potts from the UK in this tournament. Now, if Yeongjun Park can close out this match, that'll mean that he is the last, or will be the last, international player left standing as we go into the next rounds. And with the level that we see the Chinese playing this game, it's always an amazing feat when we see the international players going so far in this tournament. And it's a huge thing for the international players to still be in and playing as well as they are. And fighting as hard as they are. But a surprise knockout in stage 2 was... It was stage 2, yeah, I think it was Foneman Kyo. That was a very surprise knockout. Stage 2 or very early stages of stage 3, we had Phone getting eliminated. Lost both matches in one day, did not have a good day at all. And with Phone sometimes, if that break is not working for him, he's not getting a chance at the table, he can't do what he does best. I had him on the TV table before he took those losses and I could already see that the break was not consistent enough. This needs to slow down or speed up. One of the two. And that's what usually tends to happen a little bit in no man's land and very close to the left side cushion. It's there. It looks good. Yeongjun Park gets his 13th point on the board. He's leading 13-7 after 20 frames played against Hao Chen from China. So just 2 matches on at the moment. That's this one. And on table 7, Chen Se-ming against Xing Zhaohai. Chen is currently 14-10 up. And they are on a 24 frame player break at the moment on table 7. Yeah, American team for the Heyball World Cup, that would be interesting. Look, I know the female team, I would say April Larson, Emily Duddy. Yeah, those two players most likely to be in the female team, as they have also played a few of the WPA events. Well, April Larson has played most of them. Now, another announcement we are waiting for, which should be coming very soon, is the dates and location of the Grandmasters Finals for this year, 2026. I know everyone is eagerly awaiting those dates. Should be expecting about 1,000 players this year at that tournament. I believe we had over 700 international players last year in Chengdu. So that's the biggest event on the Joy calendar, the Joy Heyball Masters Grand Finals. Prize money for the winner last year was 5 million RMB. Dry break from Yongjin Park, and it means Hao Qian is at the table. Currently 13-7 behind. His opponent is 2 away from the finish line. Yeah, so I'm located in an office in the arena, the main arena here, and from my office I could hear Chen Siming breaking. That is how loud that break was. She's currently 14-10 up, and I heard the break. I checked the live stream and I see that she's just broken on that table. Echoing throughout the entire arena is how powerful that break is. Didn't pot that cleanly, and that's why he's so close to the 11 ball. It's touching ball on the 11, but does he have the potting angle? If he doesn't have the one, that's a major blunder. Made this much more difficult for himself than it should have been. Add to that after potting this, he's most likely going to be low on the 7 to the center pocket. He's got it, good pot. Now does he settle for a slightly more difficult black ball or run the cue ball? Slightly more difficult black ball it is. There we go, we are right behind this. Gets it, 8 point on the board for Hao Qian, and that is another rack and run for him. Score is 13-8 in favor of Yongjun Park. Will be Hao Qian to break in the next frame as well.
第22局，昊天开球。
I do see that Chen Siming has won her match 15-10 over Zheng Shaohai. Now the interesting thing is the score was 11-10. Chen Siming takes a rack and run following that 3 consecutive break and runs. So she ran out the match from 11-10. 5 break and runs, 3 rack and runs for Chen. 3 break and runs and 3 rack and runs for Zheng Shaohai. So Zheng Shaohai has been eliminated from the tournament. So the last match on in this round. This is the match between Yongjun Park and Hao Qian. And I see jump cue is out once again. That's a good pot. You'd be asking yourself, why didn't he use the 10 to pot the 13? And that's why the 13 was not right in the jaws of the center pocket. Makes that combination that much more difficult, especially the distance between the 2 object balls. Backed himself to get the jump, and he did. Little bump on the 1, it's okay though. Still brings the cue ball out a little bit. He's on the 12 to the top left corner pocket. And as you can see, he should get this after that, the 15 and the 11, just outside those bottom corners. So at the moment, Yongjun Park not dominating the way he was early on in the match. Still has an impressive lead. The lead is 5 frames at the moment, but looking like it might be down to 4 after this. Surprisingly, Hao Chen has found his game, and as soon as he made that first rack and run, he followed that by 2 break and runs. And this is looking like another break and run for Hao Chen to get his 9th point on the board. It's there, 9th point on the board. He trails 13-9 after 22 frames played, and that is his 3rd break and run. Hao Chen, 3 break and runs, 3 rack and runs. Yongjun Park, 4 break and runs, 3 rack and runs. And it's strange how it can look like one player is absolutely dominating, and all of a sudden things can change. You see the stats are not that far away from each other. Hao Chen is just 1 break and run from being on 4 with Yongjun Park. He's got more consecutive break and runs. So you take away those few costly mistakes that he made very early in the match, and the scoreline looks very different. Now the next match today will be at 5:30 p.m. local time here in China. That will be action from the winner's bracket and the loser's bracket. And it will be a race to 17 this evening. Gets a ball and another one. So nothing in straight away, no. The 7 knocks the 14. 11 follows the 14. He's made 2 stripes and he's on stripes. What a chance this is. So what you heard there is the referee calling 10 seconds. Hao Chen has called his extension, which is 30 seconds added to 45. You get one of those, but it's going to be up soon. I think you're going to hear, there we go, referee 10 seconds again. And there she was counting down from 5. Using all his available time, and look at what he's done. Yeah, you can see the frustration. He knew that was it. Overthinking maybe just a little bit. Add to that he knows how close he is to getting, well, to equalizing here even. I mean, it's just a few frames away now. He's just 4 away. He gets this point, he's 3 away. And that can play in your mind in a very negative way, especially if you come to the table and you tell yourself you are supposed to make this clearance. But Yongjun Park not able to make a finish off that. Now what's the right play here for Hao Qian? How does he open the 15-2? Could pot the 2, go off the 15 and just leave the cue ball there, but then you have to cover it.
10秒。
Because even if you leave that cue ball in the jaws, there are pots available. Oh, look at that. A little bit unlucky though. He's found an excellent pot there on the 9 to come off the 1. That was a very fine cut into the center. Gets the 15 but doesn't get it out. Now what do you do? So that ball is heading towards his bottom left corner pocket. Here it comes. Got the first part of the shot, potting the 2 with the cue ball, but he has left. There are options. There's the long 7, of course. There's a 4 to the center. Plan there was to disturb the 7 using the 15. Just nudge it away from the pocket or obstruct its path to that bottom left corner pocket. Yeah, I thought he might get that. Not an easy one. He was trying to free the 5 ball at the same time. Now where he's put the 15 in the previous shot, that's the problem. Because he's got a pot on the 13. He can land on the 10, but the 15 is tied up at the moment. So he must feel there's a way. Now even if you do land short side on the 15, where's the black ball going? Yeah, this is going to be some shot if he can land on the 15. What a shot he has to play here. No, he was looking to get it just above that center pocket jaw. So you go just above the jaw, you find the gap between 4 and 6, and the cue ball should be heading down towards the 15. Risky. Very risky. Now you take it back a few shots, and when he played the 15 down to the 7, you see how important that shot became. Not worked out the best for Yeongjun Park. He was trying to free the black ball there. But look, with where the 15 is, you have to back him to make this, or to get this point at least. Again towards the black ball. Yes. No. Second time. Is he going to go for a third off the 1? This is pacey. This has not been perfect. Now he missed earlier in this frame. He missed the 2 along the right cushion to the top corner. Is that the reason why he's not backing himself to just land on the black ball and play it down? It's obviously a very different scenario if the 15 is in the jaws of the pocket, but look at where the 15 is. So here we go again. Has to be careful of the cue ball, be mindful of that. Because he wants to land on the 3 after this, so he wants to have sight of the 3 at least. Yeah, definitely. 3rd time lucky, it works well. That's what he wanted. The whole time, that is what he was chasing. And that is Yongjun Park on the hill. He is 14-9 up against Hao Qian. 23 frames played. Now, if Yongjun Park doesn't win the next frame, we will have a 24 frame player break. That's Yongjun Park 14-9 up, 4 break-in runs, 3 rack-in runs. Hao Qian, 3 break-in runs and 3 rack-in runs. 2 of those break-in runs were consecutive. And at that point in the match, he went from being 10-3 down to 10-6. Will be Yongjun Park to break, and he's had a good break. I would say at least 70% rate of potting a ball off the break, and it's been consistent throughout the tournament also. This is a loser's bracket match. When we started this round, 12 players remain. After this match, only 8 players will remain. Does he get a ball? He doesn't. That is a dry break. The cue ball is tied up, however. The thing is, any mistake or miscalculation from Hao Qian at the moment means that might be his last shot in this match, in this tournament. It's a good pot. That is a good pot to secure solids, playing the 2 down the cushion. Would have been very unlucky to come behind the 15 there. That's the way it's rolled for him. He's had a few of those bad rolls, especially early stages of the match. And that's the reason he was behind so quickly. A pressure finish to make, but needs to make it. Not only would he get his 10 point on the board, he'd also be breaking in the next frame. Now we did see Chen Ziming run out a match from 11-10 up all the way to 15-10 against Zheng Zhaohai. So that is possible. That's the standard that we have here. Yeah, it's good so far from Hao Qian. Exactly what he needs. This is off the dry break from Yongjun Park at the moment. How straight is he on the 6? How much of an angle does he have? Is it enough? Swing the cue ball off one cushion, play the black ball into the same pocket. It is. Yeah, it's good. I think he needs his extension on the cue, doesn't put it on. But this black ball to force the player break and get his 10 point, it's there. 24 frames played, the score is 14-10 in favor of Yongjun Park as we go into the 24 frame player break. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
乔氏金腿比赛专用，提醒您，精彩比赛马上开始。
老孙啥功名不要，只求回到这花果山中老，过过逍遥日子。
天要求干，换一切为可能。欧尚地毯突破核心科技，从智能车间到高品质球房，重新定义标准，为每一个台球梦想铺好第一步。铺好毯，打好球，不掉毛，零干扰。
职业选手的第一选择。欧尚地毯，掉毛地毯终结者。
超级蓝钻皮头职业版，采用进口头层水牛皮，韧性好，弹性持久，颗颗精选，粒粒碾压，严格质检。世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，祝您夺冠！
罂粟胶边具有国内胶边很难做到的特点，罂粟胶边的硬度达到了45度，使反射角高度接近入射角。罂粟整条胶边误差小于20丝， 因而各部位酷性一致。欢迎各品牌厂家使用音速胶边来提升台球桌的专业性能。好胶边因塑造，好胶边因塑造。
超级蓝钻皮头，黄金版、白金版，采用进口头层水牛皮，颗颗精选，严格质检，韧性好，弹性持久，世界职业球员必用的皮头。超级蓝钻，以专业缔造不凡。2025赛季中式八球大师赛收官之战，利百文台尼乔氏杯2025中式八球大师赛南宁站，全球顶尖选手着陆绿城南宁，甲级赛、超级赛近1000万奖金池，虚位以待。赛事与首届南宁台球产业博览会同步启幕，以沉浸式体验空间展现中国制造。以国际高峰论坛探索品牌出海新路径，深耕南方市场，拓展中国与东盟的台球产业链之路，让中式八球的竞技美学与文化内核跨越国界，为推中入奥、注入东盟动能，书写“一带一路”体育人文交流新篇章。大师赛南宁站由198乔氏台球俱乐部倾情打造。198乔氏台球俱乐部以打造高品质台球文化生态为使命，打造集竞技娱乐、文化交流于一体的生态平台，引领行业生态革新。作为国内首批乔氏官方认证的全乔氏球房，198坚持以赛事为媒，以创新为意，见证中国台球产业的蓬勃力量与人文温度。
一点是聚焦、沉淀；一线是专注、艺术；一面是缜密、智慧。方寸间雕刻，毫厘间镶嵌。成木质之美，雕琢洞天，与腾龙之势，巧思匠心，以点线面，以小现大，步步为营，丝丝入扣，毫厘间不失方寸，握度间尽长天地。龙晕而起，潮流之势，包罗万象，独蜘蛛匠心之作。
暂停结束，比赛继续，第25局，好天开球。
And we are back after the last player break of this match. The score is 14-10 in favor of Yongjun Park over Hao Chen from China. And that's Yongjun Park on the hill in this race to 15. Gareth Potts earlier eliminated by Zheng Tai-yi, which means Yongjun Park, the last left international player in the tournament. So far in this round, we had 4 matches. There was the 8 players in the one-loss bracket. Zheng Tai-yi defeated Gareth Potts 15-11. Kang Peng defeated Bo Junji 15-9. And Chen Ziming defeated Jing Zhaohai 15-10 as well. All the players that have lost in this round are eliminated from the tournament. We will have action from the winners bracket and one-loss bracket later on today in our evening session that will be at 5:30 p.m. local time. Race to 17. There is a redraw before each round or each match. If you want to have a look at the live scores or the previous scores as well, and the brackets, the flowcharts, I have put the links in the Facebook description, or you can also find it pinned on the YouTube comment section. There is a Linktree link that'll show you a lot more information about this tournament as well as the live QQ streams. Now that is to see the other live tables on at the moment. There are none of them because this is the only match on at the moment. But for the next session, you will be able to access the other live streams as well. He's going for the 6 there. This is going to be a tough finish for him to make to win this match. At the first break of 8 frames played, the score was 6-2 to Park. At 16 frames, it was 10-6. And at 24 frames, 14-10. So he's managed to keep that 4-frame gap consistently throughout the match. Now the only ball that I can see he can use to get into the 6 is the 1, and that's where he needs to be. Now you need a little bit of good fortune after you get into the 6 to stay on the 4. Just needs to slow down. He's gone too far for the 1. Can't get to the 6 from there. Yeah, what is his plan now? Because if he can't finish this table and he can't get the cue ball safe, he's going to be giving the table over to Hao Chen, who has been picking up his form throughout the end stages of this match. 3 break and runs, 4 rack and runs. Oh, look at this. He deserves a bit of good fortune. Quite a shot that was to get from the 4 to the 6. Where do you go now? Look, he's pot a black ball similar to this, but it was a bit easier than this. He's banking. No, it's not there. This is a chance for Hao Qian. There's definitely pressure on him with his opponent on the hill, but what a chance. What an opportunity to get back into the match. It's going to be tactical. Now, because jump shots are allowed, you have to make sure that the cue ball is tight behind the object ball. It's close to being in the pocket, and it is. That is foul, ball in hand anywhere on the table for Hao Qian. He's played to move the 14, not successful. You know, the reason he doesn't want to be playing the 14 where it lies is he misses it, he leaves the 6 on. So which of these balls can he use to get to the 14? Because clearly it looks like he doesn't want to be playing it from where it is. Can he get enough out of the cue ball from the 10? He might. He can. Yeah, worked out well. He's got it off. Yeah, got a double kiss as well, but luckily enough off the cushion. More central on the table now. This is all about pace. He's going up to the ball cushion, coming back. He wants to land on 15-13 to the center. It's not great. Hence the slight reaction that you see there. And you can see he's overrun that a little bit. And under on that a little bit also. Now, this should have been much easier than it is. So I said it was 2 shots ago that was all about pace. Rather shorter than long on that previous one. Because these are now pressure pots. This is a pressure finish. It's there. Cue ball's going to be close to the side cushion. We should get a camera angle from behind the pocket. It's not straight, at least. Yeah, we see it. Yeah, he's just off straight. But it's there, off the outside jaw. He gets it. Hao Chen gets his 11th point on the board. The score is 14-11 to Yongjun Park over Hao Chen from China. Had to make that finish. Pressure finish from Hao Chen. Didn't make it easy for himself towards the end there, but made it in the end, point on the board. That's what matters for him. Winners break format. It will be Hao Chen to break in the next frame. Breaking to stay in the match as his opponent is on the hill. This race to 15. That previous finish that Yongjun Park went for, it was an all or nothing one, and in the end was not able to make it, gave up the table, and this is the result. Yeah, and ball made from Hao Chen. How important is that now for him to make a ball on this break? Solids in play. If the cue ball is on the left side, the 4 ball should go into the bottom right. If it does, won't need to disturb anything there. Won't need to actually make any unnecessary cannons. Has to hold his nerve though. Yep. He's missed one like that earlier in the match. Earlier in the match, I think he caught inside cushion first, this time outside. And some of those misses, they have a funny way of sticking with you. That exact same shot he wasn't missing when he was making those consecutive break and runs and getting back into this match when he had the momentum. But now, what tends to happen also is the pressure shifts back to the player making the comeback because he feels there's a chance. There is a real chance at getting back into this match and possibly winning it. I think that would have happened as soon as he made a ball on this frame. I mean, we were all thinking it as well. We're thinking, can he go ahead, run this out? He's then on 12. And all of a sudden, we've got a different match in our hands. Now for Park. Look, this is a tough 14. It's a tough 14, but yeah, it's a 10 ball now. As you see, 5 ball blocking the 10 into the bottom right corner pocket. It's going to be the one to get onto. Pots this deserves the frame. That's a good pot. Make sure he came across the blue. Very clever. You'd have seen many players possibly try and hold the cue ball for the gap between 7 and blue. 2. So that's why he's played it a little bit harder to make sure the cue ball comes across. Not the kind of shot you want to decel on at all. Oh, another shot he has to play here to get position on the 10. It's going to be short side. Look, the 10 pots into the left center, top left corner, bottom left corner. That means the cue ball has to be extreme right side of the table like this. It needs to stop. And the black ball should pass into the center pocket also, into the same center pocket. Oh, look at how he's played that. A shot that is from Yeongjun Park. What a finish this has been so far. Just has to keep it together for one more pot. It's there. It's there. Yeongjun Park. See how much that means to him. He gets his 15 points. He's 15-11. He has defeated Hao Chen from China and Yeongjun Park from Korea. The last international player standing as we go into the last 8 players of this tournament. We will be having live action from the winners and losers bracket later on today. That'll be at 5:30 p.m. local time here in China. A very happy New Year's to all our viewers, players, organizers around the world. Thank you guys so much for being on the stream, supporting us. We do appreciate your comments as well. We're always watching the comments. And from me and the Joy team, a happy New Year's to you guys, and hope you guys are having a lovely festive period. I'll be back later on today. I'm Raymond Tillack from South Africa, your commentator for the Joy Heyball events. Thank you guys so much. See you later.